to Dyer. To Adams to May. Back to Adams. Dyer goes on the court and gets it over to Sargent. To Thomas, but those Spriggs come up with it. He out dishes to Mike Hall. Mike Hall goes all the way up and puts it in. Thomas with it. He gives it to May. May with the jumper. No good. Tipped around. May comes up with Reese Carter. He goes in, puts it in. Hall with it over to Fairchild. Dave Sargent intercepts it. It gives it to May, out to Dyer. Dyer long pass to Adams. Adams gets it, goes up. Won't go. Tipped around, rebound to Sargent. Sargent goes back up, won't go, but he's fouled. Fouls on 31, Morris Hall. It's his first. Sargent's free throw is no good. He's handing it on. Second free throw's no good. Rebound to Spriggs. Gives it out to Daniels. To Hall. Gives it off to Fairchild. No good. Rebounded Adams. Adams coming the other way with it. He'll pull up. Adams up top now. He gets it over to Thomas. To Sargent. To Thomas. To Hall. To Adams. Tipped away by Hall. And that's Daniels with it. He gets it to Hall. Hall drives. Dishes it off. Hall back with it. Goes up. No good. Tipped around. Adams comes down with it. Reese Carter. He's on the run with it. Offensive charge on George Adams. Daniel springs up the court for Johnson Central. He goes over to Hall. The corner Fairchild's back to Daniels. His shot's no good, but there's a foul. Fouls on Morris Hall. That's his second. What they hit me? Huh? Out past the May. May goes up and lays it in. Gives to Daniels. Gives it to Hall. Hall. Gives it to Daniels. Back to Hall. Over Fairchild. Back to Hall. Fairchild to Hall. To Daniels. Daniels side to Spriggs. Loves it. May on the run. Thomas will put it up. It won't go, and that's the end of the first quarter. We're tied at the end of the first, 16-16. Eagles and the Raiders. Getting ready for the second quarter here. May will jump against Fairchild. It's Johnson Central comes down with it. East has got Dyer, Adams, Thomas, May, and Sargent in the ball game. It's Hall, Daniels, and other Hall, and Spriggs and Fairchild, and May comes up with it. Outlet pass to Adams is too long. Adams saved it. So he scored last touch the ball. So nice save by Adams. Said Sargent touched it line. Hall with it. Gets it over to Daniels to Fairchild in the Hall. Hall lays it in. Adams gets in. Thomas right back to Adams. Adams to Sargent. But it goes out of bounds. He's having a tough time hanging on to the ball. Hall with it over to Daniels in the corner to Fairchild, back to Hall, and it's tipped away by Adams, and Dyer comes up with it. Dyer on her with Adams. Adams goes up and lays it. It's blocked, but they say they'll count it. Number 51, Ratliff will come in the ball game, replace Fairchild. Goaltending was the call. Daniels corner to Ratliff, over to Hall to Daniels. Inside to Spriggs. Spriggs goes up and lays it in. Thomas gets in Dyer, but he's fouled. Foul be on Daniels. That's his first. Thomas got a layout. Thomas gets into May. May loses. Turned away by Hall to Ratliff. Hall with it, and it's blocked by outlet Adams. Adams lays it no good. Tips Sargent no good. May with the rebound. He goes in. Puts it in.
Who blocked that last one?
Who blocked that? George blocked it. George. Ratliff to Hall to Daniels. Gives it to Hall, back to Daniels. Almost taken away by Thomas. Knocked out of bounds. Good defensive play by Thomas. Fairchild back in the ball game. Came in, replaced Hall. Shot by Spriggs is good. Thomas gets into Adams. Adams drives, puts it up, but it won't go. Rebounded Fairchild. He's out to Hall. Hall to Ratliff. Back to Fairchild. He goes up, won't go. Tipped around. Ratliff. Rebound, but he was on the out of bounds line, so it'll go to East Carter. Number 22, Kirk Dyer comes in the ball game. He replaces Sargent. Thomas gets in the main, hands it off to Dyer, back to Thomas. Thomas take it all away, and he say foul. Fouls on number 55, Fairchild. East Carter take a timeout. 5:18 mark, second quarter. 22-20. Eagles with a 2-point lead. Thomas inbounds at the Dyer. Over to Scott Dyer, who'll let loose with it. No good. Thomas comes down with it. He lays it up. Fan in, but they charge. The basket will count, though. Basket will count. Charged after he let loose at it. On his way down. Daniels with it. He's over to Ratliff. Back to Daniels. Ratliff to Daniels. He gives it to Hall. In the corner to Ratliff. To Hall. To Ratliff. Ratliff will let loose with it. No good, but we got a foul. Foul's on number 55, Roger Fairchild. May will shoot a bonus. His free throw is good. May's second free throw is good. Daniels coming the other way with it. He'll pull Hall out and gives it to him. He's over to Ratliff, back to Hall. Hall to Daniels. Bounce passes to Ratliff. Ratliff from the corner. No good. Rebound to Thomas. Out to Adams. Adams will pull up. Gets to May. May goes up. Puts it up and in. Hall to Daniels. To Hall. Hall drives. Puts it up and in. Thomas gets to Adams. He gives it to Dyer. Dyer in the middle to Scott Dyer. Back to Adams. Adams will let loose with it. Got it. Hall runs it back the other way. Gives it to Daniels up top. Back to Hall. To Daniels. Hall. Hall falls about it. Pull it back and gets over to Daniels. It's Hall with it. Drives baseline. Puts it up. No good. Tip around. Rebounded Adams. Adams on the run with it. He'll take it all the way down. Lay it up. No good. Rebounded Fairchild. He gives it to Hall. And the Eagles will take a timeout. 3:21, second quarter action. East Carter with a 4-point lead, 28-24. Intercepted by Thomas. He gets it out to Dyer, to Carrick Dyer. Carrick Dyer goes, puts it up and in. Hall with it to Daniels. Back to Hall up top. To Daniels in. To Hall. Daniels to Hall. Hall puts it up and in. Dyer with it. Eagles in a man-to-man right now. Dyer tried to go to Sargent. Tips away, but there's Scott Dyer with it. Tips away with Dyer. Inside Sargent and lays it in. Hall to Daniels in the corner to Morse. Hall back to Daniels. Up top to Hall. To Daniels to Hall to Morse Hall. Hall's trying to go in. He loses it. Gets right back and tipped out. Carrick Dyer coming with it the other way. Takes it all the way. Puts it up. No good. Fuck four. And that's Daniels comes down with it. Coming the other way and he'll wait the rest of them and set it up. Gives to Hall. Daniels to Hall inside to Spriggs. Bounce past Fairchild. Layup no good. 5-4. And we got a foul. Foul's on May. It's just his first. Fairchild shoot a bonus. Get this man on camera. Fairchild's free throw is both his free throws were good. Dyer with it. He's over to Thomas. To May. May gets it to Kirk Dyer. Kirk Dyer puts the shot up and in. Hall with it. I was talking away by Dyer, but Hall hung onto it. And he gets it up top to Daniels. Back to Hall to Daniels. Hall with it. In the corner, Morris back to Mack. To Daniels up top. In the corner, Morris Hall. He drives, puts it up. Rose in. Dyer with it. Drives baseline, but pulls back up. Gets up top to Scott Dyer. Dyer gets it back to Kirk Dyer. Scott Dyer inside Sargent. He lays it up, no good, but he's fouled. Foul will be on Fairchild. Fairchild's third foul. Number 15, Preston, comes in the ball game. Sargent will shoot two. First free throw is no good. Getting ready to the second half, getting ready to get underway. Evans will be jumping against Fairchild. It's 34-30, East Carter 4-point advantage. And East Carter controlled the tip. Dyer brings it down for East Carter. To May. To Evans. East Carter's got Evans, Thomas, Sargent, May, and Dyer. Evans will dribble with it, but he walked. The Eagles has got up Fairchild, Spriggs, Morris, and Mike Hall, and Jimmy Daniel. Daniel. Yeah. Morris Hall with it. Goes inside Fairchild. He goes in, lays it in, and he's fouled. Foul on Sargent. Evans, his free throw attempt is good. The foul's on Sargent. 34-33. Johnson's got the lead to 1. Dyer with it. He gets to May. May with the jumper, no good. Rebounded Fairchild. He gets it out to Hall. Hall run with it. Goes in the lane, dishes off to Spriggs. Spriggs goes in, it's blocked. Thomas comes down with it. Hall out to Dyer all the way, lays it up and in. Hall brings it the other way. Gives the Daniels back to Hall. Daniels. Hall. In the corner of Morris Hall. Back to my call to Daniels. Hall. Dishes off to Spriggs. He lays it. No good. Tipped around. Dyer with it. He gets it out to Thomas. Thomas goes all the way. Lays it. No good. Sargent comes up with it. Inside to Evans. Evans goes up. Lays it in. Daniels in the corner of the Hall. Daniels. Looking for help. Gets to Hall. Back to Daniels. To Hall. Hall with the jumper. No good. Tipped around. Nice touch by Morris Hall. So it'll be ready to ball. Dyer with it. He's guarded by Daniels. He gets it over to Thomas, who's guarded by Mike Hall. He gets it Dyer, May. May drills dishes off to Evans. Evans looking, gets it to Thomas. Thomas jumper foul line. Got him. Daniels over to Hall. Hall gets it to Morse. Hall in the corner, back up top to Mac Hall. Over to Hall. To Daniels. Hall. Daniels with the jumper. No good. Rebounded Sargent. Sargent gives to Dyer. Dyer saw that, gets to May. May with it. May up top to Thomas. Thomas with the jumper. Got him. Nice shot by Thomas. Hall bring it up. Daniels to Hall. Hall drives. He walked. Ready the ball in front of the John Central bench. May looking, gets it into Dyer. Dyer gets to Sargent. He holds it up and gives it to May over to Dyer. Dyer with it, gets it to Sargent. To May. May looking, gets it to Dyer. East Carter kind of spreading it out now. We'll use a little bit of the clock. To Thomas. Side to Evans. Lays in's good. Daniels brings it down for John Central. Gets the Hall to Morse. Hall back to Hall. To Dan. Inside the Hall. Hall lays up. No good. Rebounded Evans. He gets to Dyer. Dyer to May. Evans. Turnaround. No good. Rebounded Fairchild. He gets it out to Hall. Hall run it down the other way. Brings it down. He'll take it all the way. Leg fits it in. Thomas gives it to May. Back to Thomas. To Sargent. To Evans. Lay up to the air. Hall over to Daniels. To Hall. Back to Hall to Daniels. To Morse. Hall in the corner to Daniels over to Mike Hall. Mike Hall drives and he's fouled. Sargent's second foul. Hall played in bounds for the Eagles. He gets into Daniels. Up top to Fairchild over to Hall. Hall with the jumper. He's got him. May looking, gets it into Dyer. Dyer gets it to May. May drives, looking, gets to Sargent in the middle. Turnaround's good. Hall gives it to Daniels, back top to Hall. Hall dishes off to Spriggs. Spriggs foul. Foul is on Evans. That was his third. Adams will check into the ball game for Evans. Hall gets it into Morse. Hall to Daniels. to Hall with the jumper. It's blocked by May. May comes down with the rebound. He gets it out to Dyer. Long pass to Adams is tipped out about the bound by Fairchild. Dyer gets it into Sargent. To Adams. To Thomas. Thomas drives, puts it up and in. Stolen away by Adams. Adams on the run with it. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Eagles ball. Hall inside the May, lays it in. Dyer inside the May, lays it in. Number 5, Blair checked into the ball game. Came in with that's Fairchild in the middle, no good. Tipped around 5-4. So it'll be Eagles ball. Kirk Dyer checks in the ball game. He'll replace May.
Get the bag.
Blair with it to Hall. Fairchild to Hall to Blair. Blair with the shot. No good. Rebounded Briggs. He gets it out to Hall. Hall drives, lays it in. Kirk Dyer with it coming the other way. Kirk inside the Thomas. Tried to go in, but it's tipped away by Morris Hall. Number 15, Charlie Preston will check in the ball game. He replaces Fairchild. Adams will play in bounds for the Raiders. He's looking, he gets it in to Kirk Dyer. He gets it to Thomas. Thomas with the jumper, won't go. Rebounded Sargent. He loses it, so he walked with it. Blair to Hall, back top Blair. He's to Preston with the jumper. Dyer will run it down for the last second shot. He puts it up and it won't go. And it's rebounded by Spriggs. Long pass shot will off the mark. So at the end of the third quarter, it's East Carter 52. The Golden Eagles of Johnson Central 41. Fourth and final quarter getting ready to get underway here at Johnson Central. East Carter with the lead. Tip is controlled by Johnson Central. Blair will run it down, pull up, gets to Hall. Hall drives baseline, puts it up and in, and it'll count, and he's fouled. Fouls on Sargent. Okay. Fairchild comes in and replaces Spriggs. Thomas will come in and replace Sargent. So East Carter's got in Thomas, Adams, the Dyer brothers, and May. John Central's got the Hall brothers in, Preston, Fairchild, and Blair. Hall's free throw is up, and it's good. May will get an inbound to Dyer. Dyer with the run with pulls up, gets it to Adams. Adams drives, little dish back out the top to Scott Dyer. Dyer looking, gets it over to Carrick Dyer. Inside to May, turn around, no good. Hall comes down with the rebound. He's on her, coming back the other way with it. To Blair, to Hall. the blur with it. Hall. Almost thrown away by Adams, but Hall comes back up with it. Hall brings it back the other way. He dishes off the Blair. Blair with the jumper. No good. 5-4 rebounding May. Thomas comes up with saves it for East Carter. Gets it out to Dyer. To Adams. Back to Dyer. Dyer to Adams inside to Thomas. Thomas turnaround is no good. Tip round rebound. It's Scott Dyer. He gives it back to Thomas. To Dyer. To Adams. Back up top to Carrick Dyer. Tried attempts to pass it to May, and it goes out of bounds. Daniels comes in and replaces Blair. Hall with it over to Daniels. Hall over to Preston. Over to Daniels, inside to Morse Hall. His shot's blocked by May, but they say fouled him. Morse Hall will shoot 2 after the foul by May. Hall with the shot, and it's good. Hall second free throw is up, and it's good also. But we got a foul after the shot. Fouls on the rebound, number 55, Fairchild. That was his 4th.
Hey, John. What? This is the first team foul he's had.
Tom's out, let's pass to Dyer. Dyer bank down, dishes off to May. May will drive, puts it up and in. Nice shot by May. It's out to Daniels. Daniels will run it down and give it to Hall. 54-56. 54-46, East Carter with the lead. 6-12 mark, 4th quarter. Hall, the jumper, top of the key. No good. 5-4, and there's a foul. And foul was on Evans. That's Evans' 4th foul. Number 53 Spriggs will come in and replace Preston. And they'll shoot a bonus. Sargent will come in and place Evans. Fairchild will shoot a bonus. His free throw is up, and it's good. Nothing but the bottom of the net. His shot is up, and it's good. 54-48. East Carter's lead is to 6. Dyer runs it down the other way, gets to Thomas. Thomas near to lose it, but he gets it back. He gets to Dyer in the middle. Jumper's no good. 5-4, Fairchild rebound. He gets it out to Hall. Hall bring it down the other way. Hall, Thomas, no good. And they called a foul. Awful late foul. Looked like a charging foul, but the ref called a block. Pull out the hole. East Carter take a timeout. 5:50. 54-48. The foul is on Thomas.
investigate the locker room.
Hall's free throw is good.
Bueno, Headley.
Do your job.
Free throw is good. Mayo throwing in bounds for the Raiders after the foul. All right, he gets it into Dyer. Dyer looking, he'll run it down the court. Reese Carter gets it up past half court line. He drives, he gets back up top to May. May pull somebody out. May will dribble. He gets it to Dyer. Over to Scott Dyer. Back top to Carrick Dyer. To Dyer. Back to Dyer. The Sergeant. Sergeant looking. Gets it to May. May is the corner to Carrick Dyer. He gets it over to Sergeant. Sergeant drives, but they got fouled. Fouls on Fairchild. I believe that's all for him. Fairchild is just fouled out of the ball game. Number 15, Preston, will come in and replace him. East Carter ball to inbounds. 5:02 left in the ball game. 54-50. East Carter hanging on to a 4-point lead. Thomas with Lance Dyer with it. And gets it inside the Carrick Dyer. He gets it out to Thomas. Tipped out of bounds by Morse Hall. So the East Carter control. Thomas gets it into Dyer. Over to Thomas. To Dyer. Dyer drives, puts a shot up, won't go. Rebounded May. May turnarounders. No good. Tip by Sargent. Rebound Sargent. He goes up and he's fouled. Fouls on Morse Hall. Sargent will shoot the 2. Sargent's free throw is too hard, hits the back of the iron. Sargent's shot is up and it's good. Hall with it, he'll bring it up to Daniels, inside to Spriggs. He drives, no good, tip, fought 4, came up 4 and we got a foul.
That was a foul.
Fouls on, that's just Carrick's first foul. Preston's first free throw is no good.
They call it a shooting foul. What was it, a rebound shot again?
Yeah. Preston's second free throw is up, and it's too hard too. Rebounded Sargent. Sargent really loose. He gets it out to Dyer. Dyer on the run with he'll pull it. Dyer gets it over to Scott Dyer, back up top, Carrick Dyer. To Thomas. To Sargent. Sargent looking, sees nothing, gets it to Scott Dyer. Dyer over to May. May will drive, put it up. It won't go, but he's fouled. That's just Brooks' first foul. May will shoot 2. It's up, it's no good. His second was on the way, and it's no good either. It's from rebounded to Morse Hall. It gets it out to Mike Hall. Hall drives, puts a shot up and in. That's out to Sargent. Sargent drives, puts up a shot, and they say walk.
That was good. Huh? There you go. Who did?
Hall up top. He gets it over to Daniels. Back to Hall. Hall drives, shot, no good. Rebound Hall, tip in. May gets it to Thomas. Thomas will run it down. And he's fouled by Mike Hall. Evans gets off the bench and he'll come in. Evans will come in and replace Kirk Dyer. My bad. But Thomas's free throw was good. He'll receive another. Second one's good. Daniels, he gives it to Hall. He's Carter with the 3-point lead. 3:09 to go. Fourth quarter action. Hall with it. He'll drill it around. Use a little bit of the time. He gets it over to Preston, and he walked with it. Evans will come out, and so will Sargent. And the pass is no good. Tuck away, he lays it in. Thomas gets it into Dyer. To May. To Dyer. Dyer will run with it. Stop. It's off. It's out. May will still right back, though. He gives it to Dyer. He gets it to Scott Dyer. Back to Dyer. Eric Dyer. He'll dribble and throw it back up top to George Adams. And they'll use a little bit of the clock, and he's fouled. Foul was on Preston. Sargent and Evans come in and replace Dyer and Adams. Thomas will shoot a bonus. Thomas' shot's no good, but Evans with the rebound, he puts it back up and in. Hall walked it up. Down by 3, plenty of time. Hall with the shot. Got him. May out past the Sargent. He'll hold it. He'll dribble up past half court. He'll dribble, pull back up. May will come down with it. And East Carter will take a timeout. Minute 55 left to go in the ball game. East Carter 59. Eagles of Johnson Central 58. We'll be right back. Adams with it. He gets it back up top to Scott Dyer. Dyer gets it back to Carrick Dyer. We'll go that side. Carrick Dyer drives away and lays it in. Hall up top with it. He gives the Preston to Hall. Hall drive, puts up a shot. No good air ball. Rebounded Morse Hall and he's fouled.
That's the heck of it, Marilyn. What's too lippy that fool?
Fouls on Thomas. That's just his third. Hall shots. Rose in. Nice little roll there for Morse Hall to get that and go down. Give her a safe another one. His second is good. Out to May. To Dyer. Hall steals it, goes all the way, lays it up and in. Johnson Central will take a timeout. 1:11 to go in the fourth quarter. 62-61, Eagles with a 1 point. Good thing on me. Thomas will play it inbounds after the timeout by Johnson Central. Thomas gets it into Dyer. And just in time, too. That was off close. Dyer bring down. A minute to go. Dyer drives. Shot. No good. Tipped down. Rebounded Preston for Johnson Central. He gets to Morse Hall. Back to Mike Hall. They'll bring up the court slowly. Over to Morse Hall. They'll slow her down. Those using the clock up right now. He loses it, but there's Daniels. He comes back up with it. This is the Hall. Back up top to Daniels. And they'll take a timeout. 29 seconds left. They're holding on to a 1 point lead. The Golden Eagles over the Raiders. Morse Hall played in bounds for the Eagles. He gets in Mike Hall, his brother. He works it up. He falls down with a dribble. And they'll take a timeout. Awful close to being walked, but they looked awful like he walked before he called timeout. He dribbled around. He's in trouble. He gets that. Daniels to Hall. Over to Blair. And they called a 2-shot foul. Fouls on Thomas. That's his fourth. Spriggs will come in the ball game. Evans getting ready to check in the ball game for the Raiders. He'll come in and replace Adams. Want Evans in there for the rebounding power if he misses. Thirteen ticks left on the old clock. 62-61. Hall shot. No good. If he hits this one, these Carters still have a chance to tie. If not, they have a chance to win. Sargent comes in. He'll replace Carrick Dyer. House shot is good. May gets it into Dyer. He gets it. He looks. He gets it into Dyer. Dyer with the ball, shot. Got him. They're set up the last second, possibly 2 seconds to go. Long throw, Spriggs won't go. Dyer with them. Then we'll go into overtime. 63-63. We'll go into overtime with the Johnson Central Golden Eagles. We're right back for the overtime. And we'll play 3 minutes of the overtime. 63-63 at the end of the regulation. East and Johnson Central all tied up. Johnson Central brings up for the overtime. Mike and Morris Hall, Daniels, Briggs, and Preston. East Carter's got Thomas, May, Dyer, Sargent, and Evans. Evans will jump against Spriggs. And we'll re-jump it. Tip is controlled by Johnson Central. Preston comes down with it. That's Hall. Hall over to Daniels, back to Hall. Daniels in the corner. Hall. Preston with it. Hall to Daniels. Daniels takes the pass in, he didn't go, and he gives it to Hall. Hall gives it to Daniels, over to Hall. Hall driven on, gives it to Daniels, back to Hall. Over to Preston, we got a foul. May's third foul. Preston will go to the line and shoot a bonus. His shot is up and it's good. 64-63. JC takes a 1-point lead. His shot is up, no good. Rebounded Evans. Saved by Dyer, gets to Thomas. Thomas run it down. And he's fouled. Fouls on number 34 on Morris Hall. Joe will shoot bonus. Shot is good. .207 left in overtime. He's tied up 64-64. Thomas' shot is good. Hall over to Daniels. Hall to Daniels. Hall. Gives it to Daniels to Hall. There's a Preston. And tip Hall, and it goes out of bounds. He's Carter ball. Adams and Dyer checks in the ball game in place of Sargent and Evans. Thomas will play in bounds for the Raiders. He's looking, throw, and he gets it to Dyer. Dyer walking up. Run it up further, and it's tucked away by my call. Hall gets the Preston, back to Hall. He gives it to Daniels. In the corner to Hall. Hall drives, shots on his way, and it's no good. Rebounded Adams. Adams gets it out to Dyer. To Thomas. Thomas will hold it up. He gets it to Adams. Adams looking, passes out to Dyer. I wants to tuck it away. It's about 4 on the ground. Don't have a jump ball. Evans and Sargent will come in the ball game. Replace Sargent coming in. He's finally coming in for Dyer. Dyer will jump against Hall. Hall is controlled by East Carter. May's got it. He gets to Dyer. It's to Thomas. To Dyer. He's fouled. Daniels fouled him. We'll shoot a bonus.
All right, don't start wrestling. What's that? Boy, baby, yeah.
Dyer will shoot a bonus. The shot is up and it's too hard. Paul comes down for rebound. Hall drives. He pulls back up. He gives to Daniels to Hall. To Daniels. Hall. And the Eagles will take a timeout. 19 seconds left. East Carter holding on to 1 point lead. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not. You pull that out, I will, baby. Hall gets it into Morse Hall. That's the next one. Morse Hall with it. He gets it to Daniels with the shot. No good. Rebounded Evans. He gives it to May. May drives on. No shot, but he's fouled. 4 seconds left. May will shoot a bonus. May will shoot a bonus after the foul. Just 4 seconds left. He's got a 1 point lead. May needs to swing both feet to put it away. One would make Johnson will have to tie. May's free throws. Good. Good serve. Down the barrel. May's second one's on its way, and it's good also. And that's the end of the ball game. East Carter pulls it out, 67-64 with a 3 point lead in overtime. Da-da-da-da-da.